Hey guys, Jessie Schuler here, your local real estate agent in Central Florida. Happy New Year. I cannot believe we're already into the new year. 2023 is already here. And so when I was thinking about what I wanted to do for my first video of this year, I decided I wanted to really strip it all down and bring it back to basics. I've been doing a lot of videos on investments, why you should do investments, blah, blah, blah. But I haven't answered the main question, which is why should you invest in real estate at all? So I have 3 reasons. There's actually a million reasons, but I have narrowed it down to 3 reasons that I find to be the best reasons to consider and hopefully decide that you want to invest in real estate. So let's get into it. So reason number 1, I am calling long-term security. Boom. What do I mean when I say long-term security? When you purchase a property, whether you use it for a short-term rental, whether you use it for a long-term rental, whether you flip it, whether you do nothing with it, right? It's just a second home that you and your family go to occasionally. Maybe you let other family and friends use it. You don't make any kind of profit on it. Doesn't matter. You now have an extra playing card in the game, so to speak. You can use that property as leverage for really any kind of other business transaction you want to do. It's another form of money. So let's just say, for example, like you go to the bank because you want to get a loan. They're going to look at your checking account. They're going to look at your savings account. They're going to ask if you have any stocks. They're going to see if you have any kind of IRAs or other, CDs, other kinds of investments like that. And they're 100% going to ask if you have any investments in any real estate because you are building equity in that home. They can always look and see what kind of equity you have. You can always take out a loan against that home and use that for other purchases and other endeavors. And you really never lose. It's very similar to the stocks, like you never lose until you sell. So let's say the market crashes for 10 plus years in that area. Doesn't matter because you're not going to lose on it until you sell. And it's just a bonus if you're able to rent it out, right? Because let's say for long-term rental, there's not a lot of risk in it. You have the same mortgage or rent for the whole year. They pay their own utilities. So really you have somebody paying your mortgage. They're paying down your mortgage and you're just building equity in something that you literally can be completely hands off on. So long-term security, you can use it along the way. You can put it away and not touch it. You can use it as leverage for other business endeavors that you have. There's really so many benefits to having it. So that's number 1. Number 2 is tax advantages. Now, some of you might have already started to experience this. As you get older and the more money you make, or I shouldn't necessarily say as you get older, but I should say, and like I said, some people have already experienced this, me being one of them, as you start making more money, if you don't have deductibles to offset that income, you're going to get taxed hard by the IRS. All of a sudden, when you were getting all this money during tax time, you're going to owe money. And it's not going to be a little money. It's going to be a lot of money. I know people in my family, in friends and family, who, especially if they had children and they claimed them, and then they got to the age where they didn't claim them anymore, they went from getting all this money to all of a sudden they owe thousands of dollars. So you need to offset that. I said deductibles, but you need to have write-offs. If you don't have write-offs, then you're going to owe a lot of money. So what are some ways that you can have write-offs? Buying an investment property, buying a second home in general. If you have a mortgage, that is a write-off, okay? Anything that you do for and if you use it as an investment home, you have even more write-offs. But honestly, anything that you do for the home is a write-off. So any repairs that have to be made on the home, write-off. Any people you have to hire to come and do work on the home, write-off. Any traveling that you do to go to the home, maybe it's not close, maybe it's far away, you have to buy a plane ticket, all write-offs. Some other things you can write off are your property taxes, your mortgage insurance, your mortgage interest. Also, ROI is capital gains, not income, so that is normally in a lower tax rate. Don't quote me on that, talk to your accountant, but a lot of times because it's capital gains, it's a lower tax rate. So these are all advantages to investing in a property, because these are all write-offs, and they help you when it comes time for Uncle Sam to do those yearly checks. So that's reason number 2. And number 3, the last one, is great returns. So if you decide to just keep it as a second home, you don't rent it out to people, you don't make any kind of profit, it's really just for you, your family, your loved ones, your friends, all of that, your return on that is going to be the memories you create, being able to have this place that you can go to. Maybe it's a lake house that you go to with your family on the weekends to just get away from the chaos in your life. Emotional, therapeutic returns, right? They're great returns. However, if you do use it as a money-making, money-generating, income-producing property, those are your returns. So obviously for like a short-term rental, you make more money as you go, right? There's a lot more work involved in it. There's a lot more expenses, but you get greater returns. You make money on every person that stays there. So quantity, right? You want to get as many people in there, and you see those returns yearly. Long-term rental is a little bit different, right? You're not going to see those returns yearly. Sometimes you get really lucky and you buy when the market is terrible and you're able to lease it when the market is great. Maybe the neighborhood has a complete revamp and you're able to make these killer margins every month on your rent. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. A lot of times if you break even, or even if you're paying between, I'd say under $100 a month, you're doing pretty well because you have somebody in there. It's much lower risk than doing a short-term rental, much less work involved, and much less expenses. You're paying your property management company a lot less than if you do the short-term rentals. If you want to know more on that, check out my property management video. But basically, you have somebody paying down your mortgage note, and you can sell when the market is killer great, and you can make these great returns, great ROIs on your property. Other times, maybe you don't ever want to sell, right? Maybe you want to hang on to it, but eventually the home's going to be paid off, and then you're not going to have any expenses. So everything that you make is profit. So there's options there. And it can still, if you are patient, which this is a big misconception I feel like I should throw into this. People think real estate is a quick, get rich quick thing. It's not. It is just like most of the other investments. It's a waiting game. It's, you have to be patient. You gotta wait, it's eye on the prize, go to the end game. And that's how long-term rentals can help. So those are my 3 reasons why investing in real estate is a really good investment opportunity and a really good form of investment that you should consider, right? So we got number 1, which is long-term security. Number 2, which are your tax advantages. And number 3, great returns. So keep all of these in mind. Like I said, there are a million advantages. These are probably the 3 main ones. You keep these in mind and you can have a great portfolio set up, a great investment portfolio, a great retirement portfolio. So if you have more questions on that, you can leave a comment or DM me on Instagram or any other social media. So that's all I got for you guys today. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. If you have any questions on this video or a previous video, please leave those in the comments and let's see what Shu can do for you. Until next time.